Right, I wanted to tell you something. I've been having a bloody bawling my eyes out over Amber because of that birthday message I sent you, looking at her photo and that, because I still, here I go again. It's hard to look at her because it just brings up all the grief. But I decided that I'm going to rename the Amber Wilkinson School of Witchcraft to Miss Amber's School of Alchemy, and I'm going to turn it into a movie, um, as well as the musical, obviously. But I'm going to do the movie first. And Miss Amber's School of Alchemy is going to be like Harry Potter, but where it uses, all the real magic in that we grew up. Because people need to learn how to do it the right way. Harry Potter teaches them all the wrong stuff about magic and the occult. So, Miss Amber's School of Alchemy is going to be about the school that opens, um, where the the bloodlines are chosen to help take this demon down. Um, and I mean, I'm not going to go into it now, but I wanted to tell you that the opening scene to the movie, I've just seen it in my head. So the woman who's going to play Amber, just imagine like a dark, dingy, kind of like, spooky sort of grey black setting where the movie's going to start with her running and being chased by a demon, and she's falling over and she's trying to hide and she's trying to use her magic, but she falls over and she cracks the crystal ball on her at the tip of her staff. I don't know if she's going to have a staff or a wand yet, but there's a crystal ball that she has on the end, and she falls over and she ends up breaking her wand or her staff, and the ball rolls over into the hands of the demon. And inside it, when it pans to um, the demon looking inside the ball, it's full of children, full of babies, full of children. And, Amber's like, trying to fight and cast this magic and getting knocked about and, taking knocks and giving knocks. And it's basically the whole movie starts with her using magic to fight for her life, basically. And when the demon gets the crystal ball that's full of babies in her hand, she says to Miss Amber, because Amber's like, no, like, please, I'll do anything, blah, blah, blah. Don't take the children. Please don't take the children. And then the demon's like, I'll give you a choice. I'll let the children go if you sacrifice yourself. Give me your soul and I'll let the children live. But if you don't, then the children are coming with me. And so she says, take me. And then she walks, but she says, like she says to the demon, like, put the crystal ball down as she's walking towards the demon. And, she grabs her and Miss Amber gets sacrificed and the children live. Because it's this demon, her name in Egyptian mythology, Byzantine mythology, is called Abyzou or Abyzou, and she is the demon of infertility. She causes miscarriages and infertility. So she's symbolic of the polycystic ovary syndrome that Amber had, that you had. But you were lucky enough to be able to have Jacob and Zion, whereas Amber, remember I had that dream where Amber said that she was going to be joining her baby in heaven? I asked Amber if she had a miscarriage with Shane, and she said yes, she did. So this Abyzo, I don't know how to pronounce it yet. I'll show you the thing to her. She's basically the demon of infertility and polycystic ovary syndrome and all that. She's gonna look like, imagine like a giant Grim Reaper, but with rotting flesh and like, burning red eyes and yeah. So And then the children that she saves are the children from the school. She basically sacrifices not being able to have children in order to save children that will come to her school. So then after we have this big dramatic scary chase and magic fight scene, and Miss Amber sacrificing herself to the demon goddess of infertility, um, although that's not going to be in the movie, like she's not going to be knowing it. I mean, she might do, I don't know. I don't know. But she's definitely symbolic of Amber's polycystic ovary syndrome. Then it'll start with, the birds tweeting and butterflies and bumblebees and all of that, and then it will pan to Miss Amber's School of Alchemy, the boarding school for little alchemists. And then it'll be like, how the kids get called and selected, because then all the kids come together in order to fight but Abyzou at the end. And what I was thinking was, because you're already Erin in the Dear Satan cause and all of that, I was thinking I want to name one of the teachers at the school Miss Frances, because Frances is your middle name. And then there's going to be like a big portrait of Miss Amber at the school, because everyone's going to know that Miss Amber's the reason why the school exists. And then what I've also done is that Amber's going to be like the patron saint of the Alchemist Cavern, my little store, and the Alchemist Tavern, my pub, because she's going to be the alchemist. It's going to have nothing. She's going to be like the face of the brand of, Supernaturally You and Supernatural Foods and the Alchemist Cavern and the Alchemist Tavern and that. She's going to be the alchemist, not me. I'm making Amber the brand for alchemy, because she was there when I learnt to read my cards. She was there when I was making the oil for Laurie's hair when Laurie had chemo. Amber's Amber was there through it all. When I was learning to do beauty therapy and all that, she was there for it all. And if she hadn't have died, if she hadn't have gotten polycystic ovary syndrome, she would have had children. And she wanted to be a mum. And I wouldn't be creating all of this. So she sacrificed having children to save children, symbolically. So she's the alchemist in my business empire. So now she gets to be our version of Harry Potter, but Miss Amber. So she's Hogwarts, and you'll be one of the teachers, Miss Frances. So happy birthday. I love you, and I'm sorry I keep still crying, but I don't think I'm ever going to get over losing her. I feel like a part of my soul's been removed between losing her and my best friend and my boys. Chris has taken a lot. But the other three aren't dead. Amber is. So by giving all the alchemy stuff over to her and making her Harry Potter, which she would absolutely friggin' love, she was the one helping me put all my Halloween carnivals and stuff together. She would have loved that. It keeps her with me. So I just wanted to let you know. So you'll be Miss Frances. You'll be one of the teachers at Miss Amber's School of Alchemy. So I just wanted to let you know. So happy birthday, and I love you so much. Mwah. I had a dream this morning. I just real okay. So after Amber sacrifice, after Miss Amber's gone, right, and it cuts to the school. It's not going to cut to the Amber Wilkinson school. It's going to cut to a normal, average, everyday school, like a primary school or a high school or something, where the teacher is teaching a history lesson about this battle between um, this alchemist and Abyzou, because it's Halloween, and the teacher in the school is telling this kids like a Halloween story because it's Halloween, and afterwards, like, the kids are going to go home, or it's the week of Halloween, and then the kids are preparing for Halloween. And the main characters in the movie, I'm going to have an Easter egg in it, where in the TV on the TV playing in the background of the scene, there's going to be a person on the news telling kids that they need to hurry up and get their letters written because the postal workers are going on strike, and they might not get their letters to Santa in time, which is, remember, the start of the Dear Satan clause. And he accidentally writes, little Erin accidentally writes Satan instead of Santa, but she doesn't know that she's a little witch. Well, I mean, she knows she's a little witch, but she's a little witch in training. So there's going to be an Easter egg for the Dear Satan clause in the background of Miss Amber's School of Alchemy. How cool! So yeah, that I posted called The Sad Frog, and in the dream I had a dream this morning that I posted called The Sad Frog, and in the dream I was holding snow in my hand, but they look like frog spawn. And snow in dreams are represent like connecting to spirituality in the purest form, but it was also symbolic of children. And the snow looked like frog spawn. And in the movie, when after Amber's staff, I don't know if it's going to be a staff. I keep saying staff, but it could be a wand. I don't know. That has a little globe on it. When Abyzou gets the crystal ball, it's going to kind of be milky and cracked. And when it pans into it, it's going to look like frog spawn. That's what I was imagining. I thought, oh, it's from my dream. That's what my dream was talking about. So after Miss Amber is sacrificed, and she saves the little zygotes in the egg, the little babas in the egg. Um, in the storyline, it's then going to pan to the school, but it's not Amber Wilkinson's School of Witchcraft. It's going to be an actual school. And some of the main characters, or one of the main characters, is going to be one of the kids at that school who's about to find out that they're one of the chosen ones, where they'll be sent to go to Miss Amber's School of Alchemy. And the reason why, because Amber was helping me work on my Halloween carnivals. So I'm going to write it into the story that the reason why the town has the carnivals is because they're trying to find the chosen ones. And like the Dalai Lama, how they put those objects in front of the little kids, and if the kid picks the right object, it means they're the next Dalai Lama sort of thing. It's going to be like that. And it just is very poignant because before Amber died, she was helping me work on my Halloween carnivals. So they'll find the chosen through these carnivals. And that's, the chosen get picked to then go to the School of Alchemy. I thought it'd be really cool to film it in Salem, in Salem, Massachusetts, because it's one of my favorite places on earth. And I thought it'd be really cool there because I was thinking of Hocus Pocus 2, which I think was filmed in Salem, and it just, you know, um, and so all the teachers at the school were chosen, and I was thinking of setting it kind of like maybe sort of about 1900, where she has this battle, sort of like the turn of the century, where she has the battle, I'm obsessed with Victorian stuff at the moment. I swear to God, because my my werewolf movie is going to be set around that time too, but steampunk era, like gothic horror, as opposed to the start of the movie being set around. I mean, I could do it, well, nah, sort of definitely before the 1950s, 1960s. But all the teachers at the school were students in like the 60s and 70s and all that. And this is modern day. And the teachers are teaching the teachers are teaching the teachers are teaching the teachers in order to find the bloodline that's going to be able to fight Abyzou at the end before some prophecy comes true about all the women being infertile or something. Because Abyzou, she's a demon who casts a spell on women because she's jealous she couldn't have children of her own. So they say she's like Lilith, but with Lilith, they murdered her children. I reckon, Adam and Eve, the mythology of Adam and Eve, I personally think it was Eve that killed Lilith's children because Lilith was Adam's first wife. And I think that's why Cain killed Abel, because one was Lilith's child and one was Eve's child. So, yeah, anyway, apparently she looks like a serpent snake thing, which whoever I sit down with the artist to design her, she's going to be covered in like a Grim Reaper style robe thing. Her eyes are going to be dripping red blood, symbolic of, period blood. Um, and she's going to be all like, her flesh is going to fall off because, obviously when you have periods, the lining of your uterus sheds, but when you have polycystic ovaries and that, you don't get periods. So it's going to be symbolic of all that. Sitting down with an artist to describe all of that, though, especially if he's a male, highly likely, more than likely, he's going to be a male. I hope he's okay talking about women's things, but yeah, it's going to be all symbolic. I don't know if they're necessarily going to know that she's the demon of infertility and all of that, but she's certainly going to be representative of a demon trying to stop women from having children. But the children who are going to, she's trying to stop the women who are going to have the children that were born to take her down. So, yeah, and I just keep thinking of Hocus Pocus, where Hocus Pocus was filmed. Around that area, that very sort of New Englandy sort of area would just look so cool cinematically, I think. I'm totally up for filming movies all around the world. So, what we don't film in the studio at Fire in Switzerland, absolutely. So, but we'll just see. There's loads of places around Switzerland that would also be perfect for it as well, like Germany, Austria. It's just I can't see this movie having foreign voice actors, but you never know. This is the one movie where I think suits to be American, just because I'm thinking of Hocus Pocus. But yeah, so the Dear Satan Claus will be an Easter egg in the background.